This episode is brought to you by TwoLinedMusicHutStore.com. TwoLinedMusicHutStore.com is your all-access to culture. Check out cultural merchandise like leggings, hats, mini boxing gloves, and bags. Also t-shirts like hip-hop, nature, rock bands, reggae, and dark fantasy. Fast shipping worldwide. That's TwoLinedMusicHutStore.com. And now let's check out this episode. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And today, we have a really special guest in the building. Listen, this guest was actually guest number 21 on the podcast when we started. We're now up to almost 260, and I said, listen, gotta bring him back. He has a lot of great stuff to talk about. There's some stuff that he wants to say that he hasn't been able to say, and we're gonna talk about it today. You know, we have in the building today, we have Master Jeff from Nitro in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
Muscle. And as you know, my brother, we're here again, man. As you said, you know, we were like one of the first set of people when this podcast started, and it's due time again. Yeah. It's just due time. A lot's been happened since. Whole heap of things go on since, and we're here again back, man. So I just say go.
Definitely. I like the fact that when I call you, it's just a one phone call away. Jeff, listen, anytime you need Jeff, one phone call away. You understand?
For real, man. Yeah, man. That's so bad. Even though them have it to say that I'm very bad with phone, but I miss muscle calls. Which is true. I have to say a bit. Yeah. I'm not the best person with phones, but I don't miss muscle calling because me even miss it and getting a call right forward, you know.
You know how
it goes. Man, the respect, man. You
listen, we're going to take you from day one and bring you right up to right now, because at that time there wasn't even no videos for the podcast. So now you actually get a video. So we want to go from beginning. My first question for you is this: where do you grow up in Jamaica, and what type of child were you?
Muscle, I tell you. So in Jamaica, I can say I grew up in like 3 different places. So I was born in Kingston. Then my parents moved to Manchester. And then we were living in Manchester. Then I moved back to Spanish Town to live with my dad. Then my mom migrated to Canada. And then we had to go and live with my grandfather in St. Catherine. You see where I place them, boss?
Yeah.
So then from St. Catherine, we migrated to Canada. So I pretty much grew up in like 3 different parishes, you know, Kingston, Manchester, and St. Catherine. Right. As I came to Canada at maybe age 12 or 13, something like that. So we never grew up a whole lot there. I mean, I was just in second form in high school when I left Jamaica. So,
what do you remember of Jamaica at that time when you were there, especially the neighborhoods you were living in at that time there?
Well, what I remember most and what would always stay in my head is just music. Anything that happened to do with music. Me hear it merciless say, any which part one pan and knock or one steal and then I want 3. That was my main interest. I just had a thing for music from birth, boss. So, you know, anything that has to do with music, that's all I can remember. So when I was in Manchester, if there's a little sound playing or anywhere, I was always just amazed by how them put music on record, how it come out through a speaker box. Me always have to figure out how them do that. And how somebody creates something like that. I went to St. Catherine and it was the same thing, and I will tell you more when my father get a little component set and everything. It was always music.
Yeah. It was always. So what do you like more, like from the sound system wise, artist wise, listening to what was it that intrigued you the most back then?
Never exposed to artists or having the knowledge of artists. It was just the music itself. And my dad is a big lover of music. So my dad always have records. He always have a thing when we're growing up in Jamaica, we call it changer. So what it is like it's a piece of furniture. And on one side, you have the turntable, and on the other side is the speaker. And you can cover it down and put all your figurine on top because it look like it's a furniture. And on Sunday morning or Saturday morning time, that's the only time it open. You understand? And once my dad put on a record, I will sit there and watch the record play, because in those days there was no 45s. They were just albums, right? And the albums that I know was Elvis Presley, Skitter Davis, all of them some fats damn know these people. So the man will put on an album and I will watch the record spin from top till it go and then him come and turn it over me. I wonder what this man. So from them time, you know.
You're interested. So
Yes.
it wasn't really reggae or rocksteady or anything playing in the house
at that time. I don't know nothing about. It's just I was just fascinated about record and how the needle is on the record playing and the music coming out on this side. I mean, I try to understand how that work.
From there.
Yeah, so that was my first interest. Didn't know anything about artists, not even reggae music then. Because around then I was like 5-6 years old. It was later coming up a little older now I start hearing my dad buying other records now and buying 45s, and that's why I start know about reggae music.
Know about the reggae from there. So then now you lived in these different places here. You came to Canada. What was your transition like coming to Canada? Was it more of a culture shock, or what was it like coming to a place like Canada?
Big culture shock. But I don't know if you watch the interview, you're one of them there, me just thought the truth. A matter of fact, let's just declare today, everything that I'm going to say here, I'm trying to be 100% honest as I can. So mom, don't be mad. Mom, my mother brainwashed me about Canada. You know, I had the impression that when we came here, that money was on tree and we could have just pick it. That's the kind of picture she painted. Canada was the most beautiful and the greatest place on earth. And how some pretty white girls, when they see my sons, they're going to give you BMWs and Benz. And I couldn't wait to become a Canada muscle. Wait about. I couldn't wait to come and listen, when we migrated into Canada, and I have a big family. All right, like 7 brothers plus my dad. 8 of us migrated the same time. We all wore the same clothes. So from Jamaica to Canada, people asking us if we're a band.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Me have to send a picture come show you. Are you guys a band? Because we here with both tie, you know, brother. And we dress grey shirt and dress pants, you know. See, now we come in and me and say, me can't wait to come to Canada, you know. The beauty of it was, we came here in the night. So I don't know if everybody noticed. When you're coming into Toronto in the night, you know, you're sitting at the window, you know, and you see the pretty light there. You hear me? This is foreign. I couldn't wait for land until they find out, say, boy.
This is foreign.
This is foreign, and I want to go back near it because I like foreign.
Did you come winter or more summertime?
Came summer. We came here May. We migrated here May 89. So it was the summertime, you know. Normally we in Jamaica, and anytime we see a bird, we take up a stone and drive to lick down the bird. Them, and we go out and looking at the front yard, and me I see big bird right away foot them. So we came in find stone, me and my little brother them and look for stone. My mother like, what you doing? You can't do that here. Me I said, boy, them bird, that's a tame. Yeah, man, it was dead, you know. Yeah.
Right, crazy. So it's a real culture shock. So even your first winter, what was that winter like, the first winter here?
The first winter here it's just like, I will assume everybody's first winter. It's like seeing Ding Dong last night in the snow.
Yeah.
They're like a little kid. It's like, we can't wait because we hear about snow on the bus. Remember, we not see them something here in the bus. So when we can't wait for snow coming out. When the first snow fall, you know, we jump up in that and roll, you know. We're not busy about how cold it was, you know. Yeah. This is snow happening. We only hear about them something here. So experiencing it, so it was exciting for us. It wasn't so much of, oh my God, we can't stand the cold and whatever. We were younger kids then, and back then.
You're just excited.
We're just excited. So we see snow and we want to play night, man.
Good. You hear families here doing everything. Do you still have that love for music when you came here?
Yes, man. Because it's like it's embedded in a muscle. From then to today, when I sit down and talk to you, that never changed. It's just a passion that I have, and I think it's a gift that God gave me. So it never changed. Then when we come to Canada, it starts.
Okay.
Yes, man.
So what were some of you're young now, but what were some of your first moves to actually start either pursuing music more, like listening to a radio station? What was your first movements?
It was in Jamaica. So where we were living in St. Catherine, we didn't have electricity at the time. So most people there had generators, thing what we call Delco plant. But most of the people who own these generators are people who go on farm work. So these are people who migrated to Canada or the USA for 6 months work and then buy them generator and come back home. So back then, if you have two little speakers and a little something, it's a sound, Sound was not defined as having 4 columns and big steel on, Once a one speaker, you have a record, you have a sound, and you give your sound a name.
Mm-hmm.
So in my district, we had like a couple of the farm workers bring down them little music and thing, call it components at the time, but a sound. So my dad never traveled. And him always see me, he didn't like me going from people's house to people's house. He's a man like to keep himself to himself. So
For sure.
him never liked that. So him decided, say, okay, seeing that is what taking you out of the yard, me I go buy one. So the man buy one component set at Singer. And it mark, the make of the component set is Black Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it printed on it Black Magic. You have one little bass key and 2 little cassette and on the top you play a record and the man start buy one record, So then the sound named Black Magic. And then my brother went out and buy 2 additional speakers upon it now. So my sound become the biggest sound of the district now,
A big sound.
Yeah, when the man them turn on and we turn on, turn off, man, and then from this, so me start on selector, Yes, man, because now me can play the records and stuff. So I'm a father that just love music. I used to buy a lot of King Jammins records.
Okay. Because this is now where the reggae started to come in.
Right, so back in those days, I'm listening to artists like Admiral Bailey, Johnny Osborne, those kind of singers, Frankie Paul. Remember my father, this is a Dean Fraser album where I play sax. And my father will play that record 10 times. Yeah. And it's just sax and reggae underneath it. Yes, man. And me play that for the whole night because I have 1 and 2 every weekend. I want 5 record Yeah, man. So like when we used to have parties in the yard. So if I 15 record, me lay out the whole of them on the bed and me just put in the order. So me start from left, and then we go to right, and then me start back from left again, and we just play the same records until party done.
And this is all one turntable.
The most, man. Me never know about nothing. I never know there's nothing as 2 turntable.
And a mixer.
Till one day, one big sound coming out of the district come string up on me and say, can me think of my sound like biggest sound I really know? Me don't know nothing about no Stone Love and nothing of them something. Yeah. No Jar or no Jack Ruby. Afterwards, me know about them something. Black Magic at the big sound. Then me know one man keep on party one Christmas and me see one truck pull up and me see man take out about 1 million speaker. Me I say, is that what me have?
That's a song.
It's a song, you know. Yeah, man.
Crazy. So then Black Magic really started from in Jamaica then, just because of the components that said Black Magic on it.
Yes, and when my dad migrated into Canada, him left his speaker box, but him carry the components set part. So I brought it here.
Yeah.
So that's how Black Magic come about with Jeff and Sleepy, because me just name it sound right after the same thing we did have.
That I did not know. You understand?
Straight.
Yeah. So when did you guys actually start to form Black Magic then? As in when you came up here, because you said you came up like 12 or something. So clearly you didn't start right away. When did you actually start to pursue building this sound?
I think we pursued building that sound around maybe about 93, 94. And it was all inspired again by the sound system that I saw in Canada. One of the ones were Night Rider 5000, because I went to George Harvey, and Night Rider 5000 had a restaurant and bar, and in the basement, big dance used to keep down there every weekend. That is how I get to know Dr. Ringding at the time now. So we, every week, like every 12 o'clock when we get lunch in a bus, Ringding gone in the basement and turn on the sound, and we over there, with Ringding, Yeah, man, sometimes we reach back, sometimes we can't even go back in our school, because we and the girl them over there dance and sit now, you see man pants front wet up and all them things there, because man now dance to music and at them time they man meditate while they dance. You understand? So these things happen. Yeah, it reached me to something I'm gonna say I just them. I mean, everything turn on the big sound and play, and the time that we are so that's when I was like, yo, no, but how Black Magic come about was one night, High Tech Sound, Stereo Profit, Tempo, Getokian, and Night Rider, 5 sound. In the basement, then all of them string up in the bus. Because those days you don't play from people sound.
Wow.
In the basement. So from school, Ringding and I went to George Harvey. So from school, I said to Ringding, at the time we liked the drum machine effects. Because City Rock from Spanish Town, they carried in one drum machine thing, and we did love it, and the whole world adapted. So he had one of the drum machine and the sound, and because I could play drums, right?
You play drums?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to talk about Night Rider, and then I want to get back to your drums. But tell me.
Yes, so we're telling you how Black Magic come about. So then, Rinding and I decided that, okay, I'm going to be the drummer for the night when you're playing. And rest in peace, doctor, and if you're in here, you know I truth me attack. I mean, I always tell that story, I may never miss it, so you know I true.
Yeah.
Anyway, Night Rider, I start get some beat, because High Tech start drop some tune pan them in there, brother. That time the Night Rider, High Tech I play a bag of Cableton dubs. And when Night Rider time to come play now, me position myself around the drum machine. Then Rinding said to me, where you are around here, sir? I said, what you mean? The drum me I play, we had an agreement. We have a verbal agreement from school. Jeff I go play the drum. Because me know if it to-tum. How long me still I do it? And the man said, yo, move around here, so you're not selector. Yeah, man. Tears full me eye, everything, man. Me and sleepy stand up there and disappointed, because that was my night to get my little burst on the drum machine.
Because remember, the songs you're talking about are these big, heavy Toronto songs at that time.
Me move around the sound because I'm not selector. And that's when me and sleepy say, you know what? You know, we're going to try something for ourselves. Yeah, so we go loan on my kid. We try to get 2 speakers and 2 little thing and buy 2 turntable and whatever. And Sleepy father came in, was supposed to be the co-signer. Because we are working at McDonald's, $4.25 hour. Right. Yeah. And when the man bring everything and tell him, say, it's going to be like $4,000 and something. What for money in them time there? What? Sleepy father look at the man and say, you must be mad. I walk out left way. And the sales guy that was dealing with us stand up there and see we stand up, we can't move. Dumbstruck. And the man said, hold on, let me go for my manager. And the man went upstairs. And the manager came down. He said, I saw there's something about you two guys. I see something in you. I don't know what it is. And what I'm doing, I'm not supposed to. Because you're not working enough money, you don't have enough credit to cover this. But for some reason, I'm going to give you a chance.
That's wild.
Tears of joy come down my face, man. And we get the van and jump up and carry something. Then Black Magic start from this, First Ninja Man album, one album we buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The album with Ninja Man, the pretty album. Yeah, man. Buy it by Eglinton.
And that was where Black Magic really started.
Black Magic started from there, so.
So were you playing drums before you started Black Magic or after?
Yeah, man. We got a church now. We go in a Christian home, so we play a drum every Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, and when crusade and convention, I go and church hire me. So we have a group of guys that we play with. So the church and we hire when we go play music, man. So, yeah, man. One at a time, we Glenn Washington. Farmer Banner was playing with Glenn Washington one at the time. We used to rehearse and all of these things.
What?
Yes. So when I was going to George Harvey, they had special funding for students with special talent. So me now, they brought in a teacher to teach me how to read notes to play drums. But Black Magic did their own the corner, and me want. So every time them pay for the man come, me not there at the lessons,
Yeah.
Me I play music, and them just cut. That's why I never become a professional drummer.
So you knew how to play it from ear, you just didn't know how to read the notes.
I can't tell you how I play drums. When I was a little boy growing up, I never know a drum set because we never have TV and those things. But me just go in, like in the bushes and pick up any little can and something and old wash pan. Me put it down and get one little silver plate and put it on a stick, say a cymbal. I never ever seen a drum set in my life.
That's wild.
So the first time I saw actual drum kit, I was wondering, because I didn't know there was such thing as a bass drum. There's a snare, there are toms, there are cymbal, there are hi-hats.
Yeah. Me
just imagine something in my head and build a drum set.
Yeah, this is what you think it would look like to create this sound.
I never seen a picture. And when I saw that, I was like, boy, I will if I think me waste time. May I tell you, me time go design plane or something, may I tell you. Yeah, man, the first time I saw a kit, and I just asked the guy if he could give me a play. I've never played a drum set in my life. I'm just go on the thing and just start go like this.
It's just when something's in you.
Yeah, my old brother them is like, yo, I've never played a drum set from a band. But being a little boy and tie up my little thing, them and always I play and all kind of thing. I just saw the thing and just figured, I said, I can't play it.
Yeah.
It's just like driving a car. Me and my brother always I drive. I never had a license. Me about 15 years old. And me tell the man, say, give me a drive up I'm car and him give me the key, believe I drop me and me. And me turn up Eglinton.
Yeah.
And come back when me at church one Sunday. When me reach back, the whole church outside.
Yeah.
People are praying I get in a spirit because them figure say me dead or something.
Where's the car?
And me just pull up back with the car. At first me I drive one car. Me never know. Me just ask the man which one I break and trying to guess and me just gone.
You have a vivid imagination where it's almost like you could picture yourself doing it.
Yeah.
So then when you now are actually doing it, it's like almost like you felt, I've done this before.
I do this a lot though, with everything. If Nitro anniversary party is going to happen tomorrow, I see the party before it happens. Premeditate the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that gift that you have of foresight.
Yeah.
And understand how things are supposed to work and look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy there. All right, so you're playing your drums. Black Magic is here. Now, what was it easy to get Black Magic off the ground, or was it a little difficult at that time there to really get it going?
It wasn't really difficult. I'll tell you why it wasn't really difficult. Because at George Harbour, we used to have a lot of school dances. So we started playing at the school dances. That was the first time I've seen a song called King Turbo.
Okay.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
The man, them come and play one school dance. We used to have school dances like once a month in the cafeteria.
Yes.
Night dances, you know. At George Harvey, and one son come the one time there in King Turbo. And me and the man I play some Buju Band and dub plate, and I say, but the man, them youth are like the same age as we, and I say, who them man? Who are these people? Why you name Slingshot? You know? And then in a way, I wonder because we have our little Black Magic thing I do, and then them come and all of the girls them go crazy and whatever. I say, me have to reach a level there now.
Yeah.
This and that go work. Me have to go this up.
So it was King Turbo that put that thing in your mind?
Yeah, man. Well, there was always Night Rider 5000. But King Turbo come in and it was on a different level.
And they look the same age like you, so it's basically we're kids and these kids are doing this. So then I know this is possible.
Even though we're ringding but ringding there on some big man, Barry Flintstone and some big older man. Then me see King Turbo come in, me not see nobody with them. I just two young youth and me see them mash up the whole place. And I say, how them man? Me have to go this side now. Yeah. So from that, from this on now, it wasn't hard. And then, so we started at, and then again, you know, it'll be a basement party, as I hear Double Six tell you. We didn't go to no big halls in time. Like, so we started getting a lot of basement parties. And then we start putting our faces on the flyer. Our banner now start printing.
Yes.
And then I guess the girls them never find we so bad looking. So one of the things that I guess they catch on to, that give us the buzz. Me and Sleepy had a kid and play a hairstyle. Yes. Yeah. So I remember Electric Circus. One brother used to come for Electric Circus. I want thing name like Bobby Brown style name, Gumby. Yes. So that's when up your so come high and then it goes slant.
Yes.
And then Ringding, rest in peace. And then Sleepy have the big tall cameo. Oh, you all up your so we buy all the spray to keep it stiff. So when you move, you hear no moving.
Yeah.
So we have the two style, man. You know, we have the Google Boys, man. We have the Travel Facts, we have the Goose Jacket, we have the Tick them, we write up, we name them. So for them time, them in about promotion. Write all the name in my ear, back, put name for me ears, ring, and the little young girl, them start have a little buzz now. So anywhere we play, little young girls, them coming. So at the fastest sunrise, man, they come like Zebra and Lexx bus.
Yeah.
We never see one sunrise so fast.
Black
With
Magic.
one Ninja Man album. And within like 2 years we were about playing against big sounds, playing with bass. This is when them come here, all of those sounds. Black Magic.
That's how quick it was.
Yeah, man. And the fastest sound Missy Bus. The fastest sound Missy Bus. We start go Jamaica to cut dub plate and all everything there. When we meet Bounty Killer for the first time, we go cut one dub name Splurt.
For Black Magic.
The Black Magic, $10,000.
That's
Never
how I know.
forget.
That's how I know you know what you're talking about, because that's exactly what he was charging. And this
No,
would be
they
like
never charge
a
much.
93, 94-ish
In
type
there
of
that
time.
charge 10 grand, he want way more money. At 10 grand alone we have.
Yeah.
And EPICCC see me and Sleepy stand up in the yard and say, youth. And he go to Killer and talk to Killer and him say, 2 youth them, you know. Because we are youth at high school, you know. I'm going to Killer take it 10th grade and sing the song for we. That's why I always rate Rodney.
Yeah.
Never turn us away. Yeah, man.
That's big right there. So then, did you guys get into any clashes or anything, or was more juggling at that time there?
We were really juggling, but we are 1 and 2 dub for defend ourselves. If you come to Eglinton, you can't beat me. I just say you go.
Yeah.
So the first time I hear a Spragga Bench dub played was on Metro Media. And I just really like the sound of the man voice. Send a prayer to your Lord, tell your family, bye-bye. I made the man then played it on the answer. And I said, we need to know this, brother. So we get a link with Spragga Bench. So I was playing the most Spragga Bench back then. No sound, as a little Black Magic, no sound never plays Spragga Bench. So when you come to play, you better know, say.
Yeah.
You have to buck up in a 1 bag of Spragga. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, straight, man. So we played a lot of Spragga Bench then.
And how long did the Black Magic situation last for?
How long Black Magic last now? Black Magic last maybe to about 90, maybe about 96, 97. Yeah, maybe around that time. Because me and Sleepy had some differences, and then we shipped the sound to Jamaica.
You shipped Black Magic to Jamaica?
Yes. Sleepy come from one little place named Coca in St. Elizabeth. It's there right now. So we shipped the sound to Jamaica. And I wasn't playing no sound for a while, and then I go on Indica.
You were an Indica, Jeff?
Yes, man.
Okay, hold on first. Why did you guys ship Black Magic to Jamaica at that time there?
Again, it wasn't happening here. And it was some family issues. I started having a family, and it was creating a lot of conflicts with playing the sound and having the family, and I chose the family. And Sleepy does say, you know what, I send it to Jamaica, you know, because we're not doing it here. Because I parked sound for a minute and was just doing this fatherhood thing. And that's what happened. That never really worked out because, again, the love of music, it no matter who, you know.
You have to find something.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you get to Indica now? Because I was just talking to Six the other day and telling me Indica was a bad little song.
Yeah, man. Indica, Mr. Pan cut whole heap of duplicate. Mr. Pan cut for clash also. It's a clashing sound, that juggling sound. You understand? So, Pang linked me and said, Jeff, you know, come play the song with Innocent.
Yeah.
Innocent we play, but Innocent not organize. You remember Innocent?
Of course. I remember Indica's Innocent and Pong. I did not remember you were over there.
Yeah, man, but I never for long. So maybe you wouldn't remember because it wasn't for long. I'm going to tell you something else that probably you never did know neither. Me play military sound, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Me play military for about 6 weeks and quit.
Yeah.
Yes, lad. You did hear me. And one at a time, lad, fly out to New York and them call me and say, Jeff, play sound for me now, whatever, because I wasn't doing anything then. And I did the paramilitary for a couple of weeks, you know, but it was no issues. Me just never bother with that either. Me just said, you know, me allow that sound thing, yeah. Me have preach some schooling and them thing, and me just never want to play no more sound after that, you know.
Okay, so then it started off Black Magic, went to Indica for a bit, and then to military, and then you said, okay, it was school you wanted to go to at this time.
Yeah, man. Yes, I said me have a primary schooling because I come from a very educated family, and me just a play sound, and at the same time they'll support me, but me have to have a balance, you know. So everybody got university and college and graduate, and I had that potential from back home. You know, I youth would do common entrance and get a scholarship for going to school in Jamaica and all of them things. So, where I say, I come here now, one's like, you know, my eldest brother was like a second father, and the two like him, do your music, but brother, you know, so I say, you know what?
Yeah.
I love music a little bit, and I'll go back to school.
What did you take when you went to school at that time there?
Well, I finished up high school, because I never did finish high school, you know, because this music thing take me out of school. So I finished up high school, and then I was doing immigration consultant course.
Okay.
because I was doing a little immigration work and recruiting. I was recruiting international students to come and study here. So I was working for some of the universities and colleges from Canada. Yeah. And then I was recruiting also workers to come here and work and stuff like that. So I'm saying, I'm like that something like that. So I got a school feet.
God, you did that for what? And then when did the music decide to creep back into your life again? It's like, okay, school is cool and everything, but this music is calling me again.
Yeah, man. Music and ring ding called me. Yeah. They called me up and they said, listen, we have a new idea here, something new that you have never seen before. Come check it out. And they go over them, it's them with CD sound. I said, I'm to end up here, man. Where am I going with this?
And what year was this?
It's about 97.
97. Yeah.
About 97. Late 97 going into 98. Them introduced me to this Nitro thing.
Who was, you said Ring Ding called, who else was around the song at that time there when you got there?
When I got there, Ring Ding was the only one that was playing it. But around the sound was Mr. Lee and Coco. Coco wasn't very much involved at the time. C-Money came later. But it was really Mr. Lee and Ring Ding was around the sound and the people who owned the sound. Yeah.
From there, 97. So at first, you didn't like the concept of a CD song when you
Well,
first
it's not so much like it. I never excited. I wasn't excited because even the owner of the sound, the day when I came and saw the whole thing, the man said, Ring Ding, this man not gonna work out, and maybe look like him excited, I say, I don't really get excited for most things. Yeah. But me see it and I say, wow. No, man, I was amazed, man, by the idea, man.
Yeah.
CD alone, and at the time, they said they were the only people that doing it exclusively. Because Night Tracks was in Jamaica, but they were playing vinyl and CD at the time. So they have two turntables and they have two CD player and the sound.
Okay, so they didn't go fully 100 into...
Nitro was really the first sound who go exclusive with two CDs.
Yeah.
Two CD players. Yeah. So the concept was great. And then the second time when we go at the studio, I see Ring Ding with about 15 dot tapes. And on the dot tapes them, I be a dub plate. Me I say, me ready now. No, me ready. That money are serious, they mean business.
But it was the dubs that really convinced you. Say,
yes,
okay,
man, then what? And then I realize the man, them like around the sounds gonna fund it, and some funds there for fund it, and me I say, okay, maybe I eat this.
Yeah.
Maybe I eat this right or so. And with the respect when me have for Ring Ding again, and Ring Ding is the one that let me start playing sound in Canada. And then if him call me if you come play with him, it's a honor.
Yeah.
Ring Ding we are talking about.
Because remember, as you said, you guys were playing you were the drum man on Ninja 5000. Well, at least that's what you thought you were going to do. And then he said, nah, man, hold this. But then he came back for you.
Yeah, man, he came back because, again, we took that as a motivation and Black Magic, and then they saw the talent and everything. And I have a friend of mine, Rakadan, big up Rakadan. Rakadan said, Ring Ding, if anybody you ever play that sound here with, it have to be Jeff. And that was it. History from the song.
From there. So then now, okay, you're convinced you joined the song. What were some of you guys' first movements around Nitro now to really get the sound off the ground?
Get the sound. I think the sound off the ground really happened in Alberta, not in Toronto.
Okay.
Because the owners for Nitro had some connections in Alberta and things. So we were going to Alberta like every weekend. So Nitro started out there before we even started playing over here. And the sound lift off the ground again like a Zebra and Lexus bus.
One time.
Yeah, it never take time, no long at all. Because again, this whole CD concept was one thing, but then how them just come in and play so much dubs.
And dub was a big, huge thing at this time here. We're talking about in the 90s.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
We're playing a lot of, everything where we are playing are really dubs. So it's like, what? How would that money?
I remember a Jacure you guys played. But you guys were not just only playing the dubs. You guys were doing tricks with these dubs too, where you guys would look how we could take off the rhythm. Look how we could take off the voice. Look how we could do this. You know what I mean? So you guys were really using the technology. You guys
man. All hats off to Ring Ding because that's him. Up to the DM pass him up to beat with technology.
Yeah.
Anything where come in, him adapt it or know about it. Nothing now pass him.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
What was you guys' first big dance in Toronto to say, okay, here is Nitro?
I think probably the big dance here is Nitro is the party that they kept with Tony Mataran, Adonai, Nitro. Because again, Adonai and Nitro were like two brothers.
Okay.
People that owned those two sons were two best friends. Right? So that is how the link happened.
Because they were sound of the future.
Right. So that is how that link happened. So I think that maybe was their biggest party. I wasn't at that party then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't present at that party, but that party was probably one of the biggest parties they ever have on a big stage.
And then now you guys are now joining the big sounds, because at that time, 97 would be, Black Rack should be on the road already.
Yeah, man.
Military. There was Barry Cultures, the whole heap of them.
Reaction are going, whole heap of them are going. You'll be a kick up, man. And you'll be playing around our little garage, man, run out. That's something no newbie now.
Okay.
Yeah, man, we playing our little garage, man, a little barbecue thing, and we run there, play some dubs and sit, man, and this little brown boy can talk about my pants big. Yeah. And even though me that play some dubs, newbie never have dubs with me about the time. But after newbie gone, man, then laugh off of me, man. Say, you see the man call your pants big, man. After this, I know that little boy the face clean. Nah, no man has enough.
Yeah.
The man this up my pants the most way in a virgin, and it's like him win me because in this up my pants. Newbie already remember those things.
Yeah.
See, run a Reggie garage. Yeah, man, but all of those songs were around, man. Everybody a kick up, man. But at the same time, they were really impressed with this whole Nitro thing. Even when Steenie, I remember Steenie said to me, boy, yo, I want to play so much Bounty Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, Nitro man, them never play with whatever. Because his motto was, we don't run second in and nothing in a bus. We're not doing it.
Straight goods.
Yeah, man. So if we have to play one song and them have 50 bounty, I count 100, you know. And send we go road. That was how we started out.
Yeah.
Never ended up that way, but that's how we started out.
So was Nitro built as a clash song or just a song that has a lot of dubs to play whenever?
No, man. Back in the 90s, nobody not really a juggle. There was no such thing. Me hear Double Six interview. Back in that them time, they not really a juggle. You understand? You have to have dub plate. And more songs are clash. Because them time clash was the thing. It was no juggling, nothing. Afterwards, also Leo them and Stone Love with them juggling. Once two sound a play or any amount of sound a play, it will end up in a clash all when it dance not say clash. Because man can play then dub and drop words. So this sound start off cutting dub plates. That is why I have so much hardcore dub plates then. Right? It was when I made that transition to Jamaica, I stopped cut hardcore dubs.
So how long was Nitro active before you guys actually left for Jamaica?
2 years.
Only 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
So the intention was to build this sound to take it, or that came after the fact?
It come after the fact, you know.
Yeah.
It reached a stage where there was nothing else to accomplish in Canada. And not like what it is now. Canada was not recognized in the 90s in the dancehall world, whether you're an artist or a sound. It no matter how King Turbo was, once Canada you're from, you just been looked down at, like nobody. So we weren't standing for that. We didn't settle for that. We want to go places. So we're in Canada and there was nothing else here to accomplish. Right? And we figured we want the big stage. So in order for us to get the big stage, you have to go to Jamaica. It would just something to do it for you. Now you can do it from here because the thing changed. But back then,
and all of those stuff there.
But then if you want your name called internationally, you'd have to come out of Jamaica. And an international sound, your name is not a call from Canada. It wasn't going to happen. That is why we made the move.
And how was it actually in your mind now? You migrated to Canada, your family, everything is here. Now to say, I'm going to leave Canada to go back to Jamaica to play sound. How did you even process that in your mind?
The process that in my mind, I can't wait for the day come for Japan and play and reach Jamaica.
Okay.
Because now me can't just imagine from me I tell you about from me growing up, seeing records spinning on that turntable till it reach right. That's now where me I get my international bus now. What you talk about? Me don't want to think about nothing else. Nothing else. The little daddy time me make up feet sometime. Me come back. So come back. Yeah, some part in there, daddy loves you. We'll come back.
I'm trying to build this.
Me I pre this whole concept going to Jamaica, and then the influence was Adonai moved to Jamaica.
Got you.
Remember I told you Adonai owner and Nitro owner are best friends, are good friends. So now Adonai went there and we saw the success. So now our people must say, yo, Nitro right there now. So that's why we moved to Jamaica and even was working so closely with Adonai.
Yeah, because you guys were the two futuristic sounding, looking, feeling sounds.
Everything was different. The sound effects is everything different. There's a change. It's like how Cartel come and change dancehall. Adonai come and change the whole way of juggling and how they were doing things and everything. They made that change then.
Right there. They're doing their thing. So what was the reception like for you guys when you guys first got to Jamaica?
The reception was so much more than people want to see than hear. So when we actually will play, we would have to have like whole heap of man run with it, secure with from people pushing down and people want to come to see how this. Remember they never seen nothing like this before. CD sound. You know what I mean? And then what Ringding get one little effects machine because at the time those CD players were a tray. You press the button and the tray lift up and you put the CD inside.
That's
and
what you guys started playing at.
Then that's what CD was. The latest pioneer player at the time was that. You press the eject button and the tray lift up. You place the CD in it, you close it back, then you press play. I never like no, you bag a cue buttons and you have cue points, nothing like that. So when we don't know, we get an effects machine and put some effects in there. So when we are play all the CD and we say, yo, well, Ringding just press the effects and people ain't think a CD a wheel, not a CD wheeling. God, that they never have that feature there. Where did it come from?
Yeah.
Nah. And little effects, we put all of something in there so Ringding know when we press it, if we have a wheel and press some little something. And he might go like say my wheel is CD if it's true and no CD now wheel, brother. I button in my press.
You see when you have to be innovative and you could see miles ahead, those little simple things is what changes the entire game.
Yeah, so people are very excited to see. They want to see, yo, what is, man? And how the man that mix the CD, the man, everything. So it was more, the first reaction was more of, we want to see this thing. And then before them start say, our year where we are playing. Yeah.
So it was more like a novelty thing. You guys were almost like, you might as well have been white guys playing reggae.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
That's straight goods. Yeah, man. For real, man. Everywhere we go, people just amazed. People are pushed down, them want to see it. And you them want to say, yo, what that, want to see that. No, the man, them wheel. You know what I mean? Then, may I tell you, the man, them make one little this like this. It's not even for music.
Yeah.
I remember, if you remember the little tiny mini.
The mini disc.
The little mini disc. Brother, we put all one dub plate on it in it. And show the people want to say, people, watch it, we are showing the technology. Watch this. Look how that little CD you got match up with dance. And put it in there and press play, man. The whole place.
Yeah. But you see how, to us right now, sitting down in 2022, it seems like, okay, that's normal stuff. But you see how advanced of thinking that was back then?
Yeah, it was normal then. People weren't thinking. You know what I mean? The people weren't thinking like that. We got Russ and show them the little CD like this.
Yeah.
And put it on the turntable and I see 10,000 people. I said, they were just amazed because it was a mini disc. It's not even for music and we put music on it. But because it was a tray and the inside that fits it is the same
that
size.
Little mini one, yes.
That's why it worked. The laser pick it up and play it same way.
Yeah.
And at the time it was laser. That was they put in the CD players.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you guys came down. People are amazed to see you guys with novelty. When did the novelty wear off and then you guys have to really start playing now?
Because now we start having bookings against the big boys now, the giants them now. So I know so much of being amazed anymore. You're being amazed when you go like in the country. But when you got town now, we put the big flash of them there and the Willie Bogle them and all of these Willie Hoggarts and all these big names that come and one party where you go play with Stone Love. Nobody no want to come and look, they want to hear how bad it is. So we had to quickly adapt, quick and fast, because we got Jamaica with this whole heap of hardcore dubs. And when we play, everybody stand up and look for you.
Because I think at that time the business was changing, so it wasn't really, because Jamaica is everything is now, new.
Yeah.
But you came with the Canadian way of thinking that you think you're gonna hardcore everybody.
Yeah, man. Head to tour with them and all of them sitting there, I play one bag of dope, play people and never look for me like so. I'm see other night just come and play to look at everybody. I go wild and I say, yo, this got to stop. From there, I'm not cut no more hardcore dub plate.
Yeah.
Till today. It don't cut one. If me cut one dub plate, that is not a foundation dub. If it's anything, it has to be juggling. Me not cut no hardcore dub. That's why you hear me play a whole heap of Bounty Killer, but they are all on juggling rhythms.
Yeah. Because you have them already, and that's not where you're going with the song. So
because we figure out after the fact that the Clash thing, it will make we go bankrupt, for one. It's a constant spending money. And this is a foreign sound come down from foreign.
With your fancy machine.
With the fancy machine, fancy car, all kind of thing. Me and man bossy a gas studio, so me get bossy price. So when I'm based on this, you can get killer 150,000 and get 1 6 tune. A 2 tune that for me alone. So we sit down, we looked at it, right? From a business perspective and realize this is not the way to go, for one. Too much money going to be spending. Next is no longevity, because it was changing and the Clash was slowly, you understand, come out of style and now a juggling around Jamaica. So we had to fit in there as quickly. We hear all of the big songs, Renaissance, Copper Shots, all of these people. The other night, the Stone Loves, Metro Medias, them a play dubs, but them a play them on juggling rhythm.
So you got to adjust your game plan right away to know, okay, yeah, we could still play them, but we got to speed this up.
Yeah, quick and fast. We put them aside, play them where?
Yeah.
The only time you play them, maybe if you go on country dance or something, because them country dance love hardcore. But a juggling did around Jamaica, so we have to just load them hardcore dub plate and start cut the juggling dubs.
You mentioned a big dance. A lot of people don't even remember those dances. Was it Russ, you said?
Yeah, man. We play Russ, Fully Loaded, Great Adventures.
Tell me about your time on Fully Loaded. What was that like to play? This is the big Fully Loaded at this time here,
Yeah, man. Boy, nervous, shake.
Yeah.
Where someone, I wonder what is. May I tell you?
Yeah.
But we did get an opportunity to play on Fully Loaded, and we played on Fully Loaded the year when Wycliffe came.
That's the year you were there?
Yeah. That's the year we were there, DJ Khalid, Mataran, Wycliffe, So I played that year, I can't remember Fully Loaded. I think we played earlier. I think it was the same time to when the massacre go on downtown, and I went there and address it and play. We played a Natural Mystic, and I played a Sizzler dub plate and the remix. DJ Fashion did that for us, and it's a nice, nice feedback and everything. But we were the highlighters for that show. Never we, because I had someone around there, Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson on the plate. So
Kenny Rogers and all
Kenny Rogers and all that. So who is we,
Crazy. So when you guys went down there, were you guys back and forth, or you permanently stayed in Jamaica for a while to really establish yourself?
Yeah, man, we stayed here for 5 years.
For 5 years?
Yeah, man.
So you weren't playing in Canada at all for this period?
No, we weren't even playing in Canada. When I came back to Canada, it was the first time when we wanted to do Nitro anniversary here.
Yeah.
And I came up here for one dance. You remember the dance? We always talk about the dance. With King Turbo. I come in there, hear the man them play bug, I be ask them, so them bugging.
Yeah.
I said, I play the bug with me here. One time I have like 20 merciless dub and bug alone. That was one of the only dances we ever did come back for, really. but we never really played here.
Yeah.
You know.
That wasn't your thing, because even that dance here, I remember that dance is where King Turbo was playing there good, but I don't know what vengeance you guys had, but bro, that night there, you said, Turbo, this is how you play. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, mix, and you guys were all over.
Yeah,
the
because
place
me have to show them where we learn now, because it wasn't so much a Canadian thing again. We go to Jamaica and it was like university for us. We learned a lot of things, you know, and come back and realize that we're trying to show them that, okay, this is what we learn now. And we on a different level still, you know, respecting and everything, but it's a different level.
But you see how that's funny? Remember, King Turbo was the one where you're saying, okay, these are these young guys doing this. This is cool.
Yeah, man.
But then now you're on this big song. Now you're showing them what's going on.
A different level, man. The exposure on a different level. I mean, Jamaica, we book like 6-7 days a week a play sound, you know.
You guys are playing.
Plus, we are travel to and we are playing Albert, we are playing New York, we are playing at the islands. You know what I mean? The only trip that I regret we never make, because we had a tour to go to Africa. I remember what happened and it never worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but we played, you know. Went to Japan.
All this time in this 5-year span in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So I guess people seen you guys as the Jamaican song and probably with a connection to Canada. So you guys were not considered a Canadian song at all at this point.
At that point. The only time is when I do an interview like when we are doing now.
Yeah.
Like if we go up on TV, German in time, and we do an interview or whatever, and we say we're originally from Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember we did a interview on tape on morning time, TVJ one morning. At the time, we went down to Jamaica with our CD boxes and they were orange.
Yeah.
And after I come on for the show, I get a phone call, change the color, and box there, you know. We said, brother, we have nothing to do with no politics, nothing. We come from Canada. The man say, change that. We go get blue box.
Yeah.
I don't get orange one then.
I didn't come here for this.
No, can't tell Jamaica run different, man.
Yeah.
Man, them say, no, man, change that, you know. Mm-hmm. Yes, the call, who the caller come from, me can say, okay, boss, we'll do that. So I change them to blue.
Yeah. And did you guys have a studio down there at the same time too?
No. Mm-hmm. Never had a studio in Jamaica.
Yeah.
The studio was after.
Was after.
Yeah, I went down and do a studio after that.
Okay, so you guys here doing your stuff. You guys are playing with a lot of songs, doing a lot of stuff. Tell me 3 big dances you remember you guys doing in that 5-year stint there.
In Jamaica?
Yes, 3 dances that stick so good, bad, or in between that you'll never forget.
One of them is, I remember one night we and Stone Love played at Dunham Town. Mm-hmm. And Rory was at the dance. Slaughter was there. Cosby was there. And then we're playing, everybody played. There's only 2 songs. Mm-hmm. Stone Love String Up Over This and I String Up Over Here. And I remember we had a Black Rob remix.
Yes.
Nitro is like, whoa. So DJ Fashion cut up that song. Mm-hmm. It was years after me and Delano on a flight going to Miami, and him say, can I ask you a question, boss? I say, what happened, Lily? What happened? Him say, was that a Black Rob dub or was it a remix? I'm laugh. Because him was another king of remix and couldn't figure out so that was a remix. You know. It is a remix.
Yeah.
But how DJ Fashion did that remix, I thought it's a dub. Mm-hmm. Fully equipped, Nitro is like, whoa. Drive Jags and Benz, Nitro is like, whoa, like, whoa, like, whoa. Nitro, my flow, Nitro is like, whoa. So anyway, boss. That song, I want extra bass line on it. Mm-hmm. And when we play the night, Rory come over on Nitro sound and take it and says, don't laugh, turn off for the night and let Nitro play. Right now, this is the sound right now. Yeah, man, Slaughter Bix.
And this is Rory.
Yeah, man. Boss. Rory take the mic and say, make Nitro play for the rest of the night. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget that dance.
That's crazy.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the rest of dances, the next 2 dances would have to be like the Ras. Because it was a big stage where you Floor Clarence Beach, you have about over 10,000 people, Tony Mataran stage, and you get to stand up on the stage and that's like a sea of people in front of you. And you get to play. The experience, there was something. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. There's another dance too. I remember in New York. Mm-hmm. I forgot with the club name, big night club in New York. And at the time, Rookie just make the rhythm name, how Oh my God, oh Jesus Christ. It was me just remember the rhythm. But Rookie bad rhythm. Tung, 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 tung. Superstar. See, they must know music. Rookie make Superstar and me get the rhythm first.
Okay.
So I went to Q nightclub. So I went to New York. And Mataran hear me play the rhythm. I've never hear it yet. Because me tell me I go to New York the weekend and Rookie give me a thing and we cut some dub plate. Time Lexx was hot.
Yes.
And me play bounce a girl more than you on the rhythm and mash up the whole of Q club. I remember Mataran come to me and say, yo, how overthink that? And Mataran asked me that. And I say, yeah man. Say Rookie give it away man. You see by the time like the next 2 weeks, the dubs them with me have pan Superstar a joke. Yeah man. Mataran cut out everybody belly pan it man.
Superstar was hot.
Yeah, the first man Rookie get a rhythm there.
Yeah. When you guys were down there, do you guys get into any tough juggling or clash with any sound down there at that time?
Yeah, I think reading them, they clash with one sound named Million or something at St. Elizabeth one time. Maybe the only clash we ever play, but we never really play no clash.
That wasn't your focus?
Yeah, it's juggling. And we didn't cut clash dubs. What was there is what's still there to today, from when we started out.
Yeah.
That's where my hardcore dubs them stop. I mean, I cut hardcore dubs since then.
Yeah.
You know? But it was very competitive, brother, because you're amongst the big dogs. You know what I mean? Them man, they go in a party and burn out all the top 10 songs them in a one round.
Yeah. Just to see what you're going to do.
Excuse me, just to see what you're going to do. You play with Firelings and them man, the Firelings burn out song pan you, brother. Because at the time, that's their thing. Once someone get a chance to play, then I left nothing. So you're going to have to find songs. You're going to have to create. So that is why when I came to Canada at the time and me I say, yo, Turbo and who else in the party and everybody else. We kind of train for them on a different level. So when you play all bug, you have to be thinking. Because all the top 10 songs that I know you have that you're going to play and bug. But then I take the work rhythm and go cut one different juggling when they're on the 45 and show you say, listen, you want to hear one next set of bug, you're not playing that yet.
Yes, I remember.
Here, 4 killer pound bug. Merciless, everybody. Because me just know say I play the top 10 when we are here upon record. We had to think ahead.
Because
Broke out rhythm come out and if the man burn out the whole of them. So I have to take broke out and go build my own juggling with the pan record. If you can play broke out too.
Yeah.
That was the kind of levels.
Right there.
Yeah.
There's 2 names you brought up earlier. DJ Fashion and Lexx. How do you connect with those 2 people there?
Lexx first. Lexx, when Nitro Sound just started out, Nitro from Adonai used to cut Nitro dubs before we went down to Jamaica. So I noticed that we got a dub. We got a dub from Jamaica with some artist named Lexx. At the time, Busta Rhymes have video. You understand? And then he did a dub after it. Chilling with my friend and when they name Nitro. But I made us fall in love with the dub and every time we play we get our energy from it. So when I go back to Jamaica now, I was at Arrow Studio. So me in the studio I see Nose and I say, Nose, I look for one artist named Lexx. You know him? Then one brother lie down on the ground in the studio, just lie down on the ground there. So I see Nose look for the man, the man look for me, Nose look for me and I say, wow. Yeah. And I say, see him the man. And I say, brother, are you name Lexx? Because me never know that him is a small artist, you know?
Yeah.
Me think he might have mashed up the whole of the place. Me say, then brother, you looks like he want to beat off, you know? My brother, big up yourself, you know, if you watch that something, you know, big up yourself, me know, say, you recover right now, you know, you're my brother. But at the time, I did want to beat and things. So, me I said that him name Lexx.
Yeah.
When I don't know, on the ground, now, little pants and sitting there with a bar, no shoes, nothing, you know, man. And I said, yo.
Yeah.
You know how we rate you Canada? And the man say, I say, come give me some song and me give him a big money today and from this up.
Friend.
From this up till today. Till me talk to him on the hospital bed last week.
Yeah. That's wild there. And Fashion. How you guys meet?
DJ Fashion now. So a member of Nitro family was going to school in Florida.
Okay.
He was going to university in Florida. And he used to listen to the pirate station where DJ Fashion and Khalid played at. Now Fashion role on that station was done to play remixes. So at the time, remix was a thing. If you have a fully loaded or Great Adventures and you're not play a remix, and remember Renaissance, them do them own remixes and things, so and we want to compete with these boys. So him say, listen, we wanted somebody to do some remixes for us. And him say, yo, see, if you come to Florida, I want you to work on the radio name DJ Fashion, man, and the maddest thing. I say, really? And him say, yeah. So I say, I can't get him number for me. And him say, yeah, man. So him get the number. And I call the man and I said, yo, we want to get some dubs remix and stuff. And then I said, well, you got to come up to Florida. And I say, yeah. And I say, yeah, let's come up to Florida. When you get here, call me. I first me go to Florida, you know.
Yeah.
Me just jump on one plane, you know. It's some money in my pocket, you know. Me never even know say Miami the man live, you know, because me come off a Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. You have to, in Canada, once you say Florida or something,
me no know. So
it's all the same thing.
So me come off a Fort Lauderdale and go to the nearest hotel to the airport, you know. And just check in here and call him and say me there. The man say, what do you do? I say, yo, me da Florida. I just say, man, so where are you though? I say, me da one place today. I say, the man say, shit. You're in Fort Lauderdale. I'm done. I'm at like, I'm in Kendall.
And that's hours away.
The man say, I'm in Kendall, man. Because Kendall are like way down south, you know, passes for baby Sham them live, you know. They have a passes of a go Sham them live, you know. What me I say? Yo. And the man say, all right, don't worry. I'm going to come get you.
Yeah.
I'm still at the hotel and the man picked me up and carried me to my yard, and that was it. The first remix the man was the Black Ram remix.
That was the first one?
Yeah. I'm a drop asleep and wake up hours after and see the man I work on the same remix.
Yeah.
As some know say I want serious brother this.
That's wild.
Yeah, man. Serious brother, man. Man, serious. When the man done and I played something me couldn't tell, say, I'm like, yo. Yeah, man. So that's how the link with Fashion started out.
Yeah.
And then Fashion started doing our remixes, and then we made a deal. We said, okay, I'll give you my acapellas. You make remixes for me, and then him make him own remixes them and sell them on 12 inches.
So a lot of what people are hearing out there are potentially Nitro dubs turned into remixes.
Holy. Some popular remixes that people buy and play everywhere I might have played. Because when him finish, you never know that it wasn't a record advice in a mixing lab. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
And get him thing properly mastered and everything. And I like say the man do one like a riff-raff something, you know. Him do it, then go get it mastered and get it pressed, you know. And have him own label, DJ Fashion, but most of those dubs, my remixes was my dubs. Yeah. And then the dubs, them when him do for me different from the one them with the 45, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a extra special thing because it's your material.
Yeah, man.
And then I'll take it and run from there.
Man. Yeah, man. So before him started cutting his own dubs, it was my dubs that he used to use. And we had a balance. And I used to go up, fly up, sit down in the lab and we do some things because any hip-hop beat that was trending then, we had dubs on them.
Okay.
When Shine came out, with Barrington Levy, I play like 15 dub plates. But there are remixes, but you never tell that them voice on it.
Yeah.
That was just not matching tempo. Note everything match.
Key and everything is in.
Match. And your thing say, yo, I play like all 8 Cableton pan Shine with him.
That were not voiced on that rhythm.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Never voice. On the top plate, the intro and the song going the same way.
That's wild. You know what I mean? Because I know when you guys first started to do your anniversary up here, Lexus and Fashion, they were always a part of that program.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I because Lexus can't come to Canada right now one day, man. Because again, me and him share similar birthdays. So we always celebrate together. So the day them free him up, you will see my classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to go there. So you guys did you said about what, 5 years?
Yeah.
What made you decide to come back now after a 5-year run? Which seemed like it was a really good run too.
In truth and in fact, some mishap happens, especially with the management team. And we couldn't really support ourselves on our own, being here. Right? So when that happened, we had to move back. That's what really happened. Tell you the honest truth.
And what was it like now? You're gone for 5 years, and 5 years out of entertainment, that's almost like a lifetime. How hard or how easy was it to get back into the swing of things?
Never easy, man. Never easy, man. My peers and my friend, they were to today, and my brother them same way, they never let us in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. every party we walk in, I see let them get in a spirit. Let them the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Holy Ghost walk through. The party will be going good. And as soon as we walk in there, oh, yeah, some man left here and go to Jamaica. And go like, see them at this, and we run Canada. And them have to run, come back here, so who? And the man, them Farm Alliance, the newbies, Steenies and military. Yeah. Especially the entry there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, let me in where, man. Hey, we came back 2003, you know. Mm-hmm. I never played till about 2005, 2006.
But what was the biggest threat, or why didn't anybody want to let you in? Because clearly you were doing stuff from Indica, Black Magic Days. So what was the issue at that time?
I mean, 5 years is a whole heap of time, you know, because a lot of people in the dancehall now, we don't know them when we come back 5 years later, you know.
Yes.
Because you know the thing, you understand? A whole heap of things change. Mm-hmm. Promoters change, that doesn't really know Nitro like that. And again, we just come back from Jamaica. And at the end of the day, I didn't really have any interest in playing Nitro again right there then. Because of all of we've been through and everything else, it was a little bit too stressful.
Yeah.
And I just said, I'm going to part Nitro and come back, come go school and family again. The second time I tried that something.
And how long did that last for in your mind?
I remember one of Nitro owners called me and said, you know, this not going to work out, you know. Mm. Furthermore, if you give up this, Ringling not going to really survive too long. Because Ringling had some underlying illnesses, and if him now play music, what do you think will happen to him?
You're just going to fade away.
Yeah, that hit me hard. Mm-hmm. So when we met that now, I said to him, we're not going to play until we promote back the sound out there. Mm-hmm. So let's start doing some CDs. So that's when we did the first CD, the Cupid CD, for Valentine. It was February 2005. Mm-hmm. We did that CD and we started to get out the CD and people start loving the CD. So I said, listen, we're not going to put Nitro back on the road until we get a base. I need somewhere Nitro's going to operate out of. Mm-hmm. So it so happened that we go back our 175 tour York where Nitro started. We got back the same spot.
That's crazy.
And then we start making the mixes. Mm-hmm. You know, and the time the mix are sell enough. So we start making the mixes, but we separate ourselves with the mixes. Because we go to picture shoot and make we mix look like it's a professional album and sell in a store. I saw Nitro mix them used to.
I remember.
Different. And then we had to do the mixes them and start promoting the mixes them. And then, wow, may I use sometime rub heads.
Yeah.
Not always agree. Love you as a brother same way. I just drift that. But wow, was the first man muscle. We'll give it back a play now.
Okay.
For him birthday in a club paradise. That's why it's my time, me and him have issues and me keep being mad with him because me just a youth will never forget where me I come from. War. And we playing at the club with War that Saturday night in birthday around me. And from this on now, everybody starts say, yo, what about Nitro again? And I said to the team, I said, just watch. Just believe in me and just know say we now go a road until we're ready. And we come back a road 2005 and see we are 2022. See me there I talk to muscle.
That's wild. Because again, sometimes, because you know, entertainment is especially in the sound world, it's a real cutthroat business.
Yeah, man.
You're hot today, you're not hot tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So then you gotta find a way
and
to get back in.
It's not easy, man. It's not easy to stay hot all the time, you know, brother. It's challenging and stressful, you know.
Of course it is. It's a thing where you gotta know what you're doing. So then now, War kept the dance. You guys are now back in the race. So when do you guys now start to do the anniversaries?
We were still doing the anniversaries because we did the anniversary. I remember the first anniversary we did after we came back. I had a job. And again, I said, boy, this not work out for me. You know? Good job, everything. I quit the job. The people ain't give me $17,000. I say, yo, Nitro anniversary in the boss. So, okay, boom. It was Nitro anniversary, promote Nitro anniversary, everything, blah, 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 blah. Boy, nobody not come at the anniversary. You know, Just the night before the anniversary, some things happened. Somebody died, got shot. Nobody no come out. Place tense. Lose me 17 grand. Yeah, man, $17,000, 3 months. No Viagra, nothing, no wasting thing with them about there, you know. All I did tick pill them, nothing couldn't work for me, man.
Because remember, you're a 9 to 5 year
All I think about is my 17 grand in a man. I plan to buy one pickup truck at Jamaica for my brother down. They go sell vegetable to the hotel them, and I think business, and I take this money at the night anniversary and lose every dollar. Yeah, man. I tell you, man. Nothing, right, I tell you. Crazy.
Because remember, you're a working person, okay, and 17,000 at that time there too? One stack of cash? Bro!
I lose the money, man, and I just saw it going about. Yeah. You have to lose to win, you know?
Yeah. And then, when did you find that the anniversary started to really pick up now for you guys?
I can't really remember which year now, you know. But I know that the whole team, Mr. Lee, Coke, everybody, Simon, everybody that was around, we just start putting some serious promotion and, you know, just start figure that we have to find a way to make this thing work and how we have to set it on a different level and whatever. And from then, I don't remember the year now.
Yeah.
And then we start getting some, you know.
Because a lot of people don't realize this wasn't an overnight thing.
No.
The anniversary took about, it could have been 3 years,
More than that, man.
4 or 5 to really
man.
get off
man.
the ground.
Yeah, man. Get off the ground to where it is today, man. Yes, man. Whole heap of money lose too. Mr. Lee, them lose whole heap of money too. We all lost money.
Yeah.
So we were all doing it together. And the parties were just flapping. Nobody was really coming out. You know, wasn't supporting until we never stopped though.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to see how it thing there. So then now back here, you're doing your stuff. You guys are basically back on top now. When did you decide to now studio back in Jamaica? When did that come along now?
Okay, so we're here and everything going good now. Nitro's back in the business. Have to be in one of the, at least the top 5 sounds at Toronto. Because that's why I will always put myself. I won't come on here and tell you I was number 1 or that.
Yeah.
People might say that, but I always say I'm in the top 5. And things going good. We have the little studio running and everything, and I figure, I say, okay, another dream of mine. Two dreams I had are goals. To be a disc jockey on a very known radio station.
Okay.
And to become a producer. Because me the one go Grammy. Me have to collect a Grammy.
Yeah.
Right? So that was always there, and me and Fashion were like family, we were brothers. So we always linking, and then he had the same idea that, listen, in order for us to do this, we have to go to Jamaica again.
Yeah.
And that's where the art, that's the hub. Right? So in the heights of recession, we're going to build this studio at Jamaica, boss. One whole heap of money, you know.
Yeah.
And we invested in the studio and everything. And that's when, around the same time, Exco Levi migrated to Canada. Well, not the same time. He was in Canada. But then I discovered Exco Levi around that time. I remember there was a Tuesday or Wednesday night thing used to go on, and me hear Alan Ladd play, oh, Canada. I say, who that? And him say, why you name Exco Levi, man? And he give me the number, I call him, and then come on, 175, come check me, and him say, I don't know you, man, I see you up at Shocking Vibe studio. And I tell you something that come to Canada, come live, and me see him one in and I say, yeah.
Okay.
Because the man never sound like a Canadian artist, because you could have distinct Canadian artist with everybody else. Once you hear one artist,
that time
they weren't on the level, right? Them weren't breathing properly. When them are saying, you can know them not
The
flow
production
properly, the
didn't
production,
sound.
the sound, and like, no, when you eyes us, them and you don't think a Jamaica artist, and so it's there. But his thing was different. I'm like, yo, man, I said, brother, that talent that we have, man, I Canada still, you know. You want to go to Jamaica, go do music, and the man, where's the man? Ready, man?
Yeah.
It went that fast.
Yeah.
So that's when the whole studio thing came in, and we launched a studio at Jamaica, and it was first called NCF. So it was consist of 3 people. So NCF, the N was for Nitro. C was Circle Music. So there was another brother named Pachi, Shocking Vibes artist / engineer.
Yes.
/ songwriter. So him, because he was the one that had all the knowledge about studio. So that's how he came in to the team, his role. right, was to produce the music, engineer the music, blah, blah, blah. And then F was for Fire Fashion, so NCF.
Yeah.
So even the first set of production we play, we have, you know, if you go up, look up Rewire Rhythm or whatever, you hear him say NCF production, that was how we started out.
Okay. What were some of your first rhythms or artists, Exco, and who else were you guys producing or working with at that time?
First and foremost, Exco Levi was our main artist that was signed to the label. And again, I said signed to the label. So he was where all our focus and our effort was. And then we were working with other artists. I mean, anybody, you name it, I could get to Vice, I would Vice them. You know? So a lot of artists we work with. Kananga, we worked with Beanie Man, Cableton.
Okay.
Sizzler, you know, Beanie Man. Yeah. Bounty Killer never get to Vice. I mean, I brought him a couple of rhythms, it never happened, but he was in the making. Loot and Fire. Turbulence was at my studio one at the time. Bass at my studio.
Okay.
Seeing what's his name again? We can't forget his name, brother. Anthony B.
Yeah.
Mr. B, big up yourself. Anthony B was doing some production out of my studio though.
Okay.
Yeah.
NCF.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. After the day, I go through some of the things that we have seen we never release, man. Whole heap of music. We don't make music like crazy.
Did you guys actually get any hits out of that label at that time there?
Never get any hits. Like hits, because hits is different from, I mean, you know, a song being popular, it's not a hit in it.
Okay, so popular songs
Yeah.
that you guys got out of the studio at that time.
So I would have said the most popular song we got at the time was Exco Levi. Because our first rhythm that we produced, Exco Levi had one song we call Mr. Hammer. And if you remember that song there, Mr. Hammer, anytime you squeeze, then more body have it put span squeeze, Mr. Yes.
Yeah.
And that was playing a lot.
Even, I know somebody else I know you did a lot of work with too was DeVille.
Davil, we never do so much work with. Davil gave me the opportunity on an international stage because I was his road manager.
Okay.
That's all I was. So I was traveling with him as a road manager, doing the road manager duties. Yeah, and I was also his DJ. And
How did you guys connect?
he came here to do a show. Didn't have a DJ, and them asked me for them call me and say, yo, come do it down at Cool House. And when I do the man track, the man say, yo, you have a company road with me, you know, because I never see nothing like this, you know. Because honestly, the only person that is a one-man band we can challenge me and probably will win in this world is a youth named Aini Man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Because Aini Man deadly.
From Caveman.
From Caveman, seeing that Germany, you know.
Okay.
Aini Man alone. Other than that, all of who me see there, I try, me see all you Ranger boy, mixed the other day and all of them see there. I look at chippy boat, nah, do, mix. Me just laugh. Like, do no things still, but I'm here the man here. Yes. If you want a clash like that, me I go win. Me don't know about roots, man, but just me and your Ranger, do. Yeah, you're not going to win, trust me. Anyway, yes. So that's when Davil saw that and said, yo, we are up on the road, you know. So for a year, I traveled with Davil. For a year, we did a year, I think, about a year, or less than a year. Went to some places, a lot of states in the United States, and we went to Japan and all these places. And
so you've been to
some
Japan
shows.
several times.
Yeah. And some shows. Yeah, man.
Because I met you and DeVille in New York.
We see you at Irie Jam Festival.
Yes. Good memory.
Yeah, man. I see Muslim. I say, yo, Muscle, me I carry the artist come over here and do an interview. Muscle, like me I tell.
100. Listen, I remember them time the DeVille was hot like fire, you know.
Yeah, I about Muslim. I say, oh, what you talk about? The country fellow. What you deal with me? I say, Muscle. And you say, yo, get an interview with Davil. And I say, what you just say? Say, Davil, we have to go over, say, you know. Because remember me a road manager, where we say goes, you know. And him come do the interview and thing over your boat and thing. Yeah, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Mad vibes, man.
Doing a lot of stuff. So you guys did production. I even remember When Exco won one of the Junos,
Yeah, man.
seeing you on TV with
The
it.
first Juno, man, we go collect, man. Me and Bubba, man. Yeah, man. Star of Life. You know what I mean? Some youth over Germany produced, man.
What was, because remember, you said you wanted a Grammy. So the Juno is the first step towards that Grammy.
I first step. You know,
What was that feeling like?
Well, yes, man. It's a great feeling, man. It was an experience, too. You know? It was an experience, man, and it was a great experience, you know. The first one, Exco can tell you, it's always going to be maybe one of the most special ones, because it was the first time we experiencing the Junos and, you know, everything. And when them call and nominate and them say, and the winner is Exco Levi, I say, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I will suit up and go to the stand up,
I
man.
never forget. I think you had on like a brown color suit.
Yeah, blue and turquoise suit. Yeah, man,
I would never forget. I say, yo, that's Jeff on the People MTV, man.
Yeah, man, yeah, Bubba up there collect the first Juno, man. Yeah, man, real talk, man.
So that was your first step there. Okay. And when you went back to Jamaica now, where you're doing studio, how long were you down there for?
That lasted again for another 5 years. It's come like I just be 5 years in Jamaica, you know.
And were you still playing Nitro at this time here, or this was strictly studio you were doing?
Strictly production me into. Nitro was still playing here in Canada. But in Jamaica, no Nitro playing.
Yeah.
It was just production. Me kind of finished, put the sound thing aside. Still monitoring, still steering and, you know, guiding, you know, the work.
You're sending stuff. You're sending music
stuff. You know, at this time, busy, left from Rona Penthouse, came to my studio now. So, you know, me said this is my boss now and all of these things and all of that transition happened. And then, so, me I focus on just production. Yeah.
Hold on. Busy was over at your studio for a while too, boss?
Yeah, man. Busy did a year and something over my studio, man. When Busy left Penthouse, you know, he came right over to me. Yeah. Like literally just left for me to come right or so.
Yeah. Because you guys were close to Penthouse.
Yeah, man. We weren't far from Penthouse, but because Exco Levi was doing a lot of work at Penthouse, and that's how me meet Busy Signal through Exco Levi. I met Donovan Jermaine through Exco Levi. Exco started doing a lot of work with Donovan Jermaine. You know what I mean? I never been to watch Exco Levi interview yet.
It didn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Well, as we're speaking here now, it didn't air yet, but it's going to actually air before this one comes out.
All right. See that. And he will tell you, if he told you, he did a lot of work with Donovan Jermaine. I think I can assume, and I'm sure my assumption is right. Donovan Jermaine is supposed to can put out about 2 to 3 albums of Exco Levi.
He told me.
Exco Levi collaboration with every artist. He did that, you know, but you know, I got music.
Yeah. Crazy. So then you did your 5 years. Why do you decide to come back now after this 5 years again?
I decided to come back now because we were running into some challenges in Jamaica. Yeah? Financial challenges too, because we went down there and if you're just spending, no matter how much money you have, if you're just spending and not putting anything back, I run empty, brother. So basically that happened. So we were producing good music, but it's not like now where you don't need radio stations and all these things. Social media good enough, you know. So it's a lot of money we had to be paying the disc jockeys to be playing your music, no matter how good it is. And you hear your thing I play, and then 1 month, 1 week, you hear it, and you call the disc jockey, and you say, yo, I'm going to hear you play my thing this week, I will go on, and I say, yo, come check me, man. So when you hear, come check me, you know what's going on.
You know what.
And then you have some money, we have some serious money, we have give bike and millions of dollars to disc jockeys, and you hear them, all when they song not good, they play 50 times, brother. And you talk about artists too. We won't call any names. That's how we control the radio stations them where every disc jockey will come on and play them song in rotation and then pay a serious money for those things, you know. Yeah, man, and your money run out, the song playing run out, no matter how good the song was. You understand? I produce a song on international rhythm with Busy Signal. There's no way that song shouldn't turn #1.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Go look for international rhythm and you see Busy Signal. Call Lonely. Yeah, man.
But I guess it's just how the system was set up then. It wasn't about the good music. It's about who's paying the most.
Who are paying the most. I saw the thing set, and unfortunately that mash up the business. Now, them look at young youth and them look on them, go ahead. And just get to our Instagram page and to look us up on them YouTube channel and just gone. I have views now, go ahead.
Yeah.
Nobody know, you have to play the music for you again and all them something. So everything changed then. But back then, that's what really happened. And I got really challenged there, and then I just said, boy, the next 5 years expire again, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bet people. I have to run left them. I can't manage them, you know.
So then now, when you come back to the city now, you're back on the outs again. Yeah, your sound is playing, but you're on the outs as an MC or selector because you haven't been around. So how challenging was it for you now as Jeff to get back into the swing of things?
It wasn't really challenging, you know, because I was always back and forth. But my 5 years was there, and it was only me.
Yeah.
So Rinding and the team was still here. You know, at the time, even Sean Bush was going on. We had a little buzz going on. You had a little youth named Fire Kamal. They have a little buzz going on and Nitro play. More time we come up and go in a one party and see them a play. And I say, yeah, we give them a 2 pointers too. But they do them thing. So when me come back, it wasn't really any challenging, or it never take long for we just start play again, because it's not like the first time. I was back and forth, you know.
So you didn't actually give it up totally and then try to get back in?
No, we never give it up totally. We was still dealing with the sound, but I was just focused on the studio part of it. Because my goal was, I wanted C-Money to become Exco Levi road manager. We just wanted to get him off the ground first. And then because him love them kind of thing and love travel. I mean, never want to travel much. I mean, want to stay inside the studio, gain all the experience I could and start making music. Because again, somebody will watching this, I wasn't no engineer, I wasn't no songwriter.
But you just had this in your heart, I have to do something.
Yes. But me can tell Bobo say, yo, change a word.
Yeah.
Or change a style. I mean, know it for sound. I mean, I tell the engineer, listen, I want you to drop out the bass, yes, sir. And play the keyboard alone. This, sir.
Yeah.
Me don't know if I put your button, but me know it for sound.
That's still considered a producer.
Yeah, so I had that knowledge, and then me da learn the rest of it, you know what I mean? But then, again, as I said, you know, financially, we had to just, it wasn't going, because it was in the heights. Jazzy T tell me, say me is a madman. He said in a recession, I take up my restaurant, bring down up my studio. Yeah. But I had no doubt that it wasn't going to work, you know. We had a lot of hope in our thing and belief, but it just never worked out that way. And then at the end of the day, again, me and DJ Fashion, who owned the studio together, had a little difference, some little differences. And from this on now, we just come back to Canada and, you know,
link back and stuff. So then now this is your partner again. You and Ring Ding is back to take on the road now.
Yes, man.
You know what I mean?
And the doctor link back up again, straight, steady, and say, yo, take on back the road, we kidding now.
Because I know you guys had opened a studio up here too. Was this in the same time or this was after you came back?
No, the studio was here while I was in Jamaica with that studio. Under bad management and whatever, we had to close it down. You understand? Yes, C-Money never really managed it so good. So we have to close it down. You know, me love him, but me got talk. So we had to close it down, and we never had a studio again here. It was just the one in Jamaica, which, I mean, up here it wasn't so much a studio, it was just a base for Niger.
And it was dubs when artists comes in.
Little two artists come in, but it wasn't a full production studio. Jamaica was a total different thing. Total different thing. I remember Marcia Griffiths came and said, son, don't let them mash up this place, you know. It's a very nice place you have here. Yeah, man, proper.
Yeah.
Proper thing, that Jamaica. You know what I mean? I mean, it busy if you're here.
Clearly. Were you guys cutting dubs or it was more production?
No, man, not the dubs, man. Not a dub place, man. Nobody can come. It wasn't a studio for the public. It was a private studio. We were only doing our work. It wasn't open to somebody who wanted to come to studio time or whatever. If somebody we know, maybe, yeah. But it was just our work. We were doing our production. So it's not a studio where a man can come cut two dub. If one dub cut in the studio, I must Nitro dub.
Got you guys. Our production house, so
Right.
we're doing.
And I mean, never think about dub. You know, me past dub stage now. Me I think about remember a Grammy me I talk about.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I decided that.
That was your okay. You're back. Team is firing and all this stuff there. So then, where did you? So it was basically you and Ring Ding, and you guys playing out. Who else was around the song at this time here now?
Around this time, we have Rinding, myself, Rasgaga, Sean Bush, Fire Kamal. Simone was there then. Yeah, yeah, man. Simone was still there. Yeah, at the time. There's a whole bunch of us.
Nitro was a big team.
A big team, man.
You know what I mean? So then now, when did you guys decide to add more events to the... So you have the anniversary, so I guess it's taken off by now. When did you add the black and white and all those other events, the Labor Day, the barbecue and stuff? When did all of those come in?
All right, so the anniversary was the only event. The black and white event came about. I used to do my birthday party, but I never like celebrating birthday. Because me a man love to dress up and look good, and people wait me upon them something. I mean, I like the thing. So I say, you know what, I'm not going to do a birthday party anymore. I'm going to do a black and white event on a retro scale, a retro kind of event, where we play retro style. So at the time, me and Fashion, we were doing events outside of Canada, because when we had the studio, we were also doing events.
Okay.
In the islands and them thing that we could do some events. I mean, we had the first sound we are the first people who bring Chino to Belize and them places.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said, let's do an event in Canada. He said, listen, let's create events all over in America, whatever, and we start doing events just to connect the whole thing. So that's how Black and White came about. So the first Black and White was me and DJ Fashion that did it.
Okay.
And if you notice, the first 3 he played on all of them.
I thought he was so he was always anniversary
and black and white. He always come here for those events. It's just when me and him have differences now, you don't see him anymore. You know what I mean? But yeah. So that's how Black and White came about. Yeah. The rest of events like Seductive and all of these events, it was after the fact. It was when the team kind of split up now. Simone was not there anymore. Then this is how Lady Hilly came into play, because I was in Jamaica doing studio. I need somebody to promote here. Lady Hilly decides that she will take on the promotion. And that's how she started out.
As she was the promotion arm of the...
Walk around and give out flyers.
Yeah.
Because at the time they went on a WhatsApp, I said in the group, and social media name, they round and empty there. So she was doing the promotion in the street. So she would say, me got the party, them and give the flyer, them for you, Jeff. And I said, really? And that's how. And then when we start selling tickets, I said, everybody who sell that ticket, start storing them number.
Yeah.
And then she starts storing numbers, and you know what I mean? Until where it is today. Now, this was my thing. On the Nitro song with my team, I said playing for $300 because I want to talk to you about that $300 something there.
Of course.
For 25 or over 20 years, promoter I play, everything go up and DJ price never go up. You know? So I said playing for $300 with all of us, because when you join the Nitro team, you can't join it because of money, because there's no money to pay you. There's no way we play for as a promoter and I pay $300 and $7 with it on the sound. So everybody had a job and it was just a hobby. All right? So I said, listen, everybody promote themselves. And once you promote yourself, we can do an event for each person. That's the only way you're going to get something back from this thing.
So it's like you get paid one lump sum for the year.
There you go. So that was my idea. So if you really notice now that I'm telling you this, you watch and see. How did the real legend come about? That's Dr. Ringling's birthday party. Classy was my birthday party. So that's my earnings. So everybody pulled through, we promote everything, but whatever financial benefits, that's for me. That's my paycheck. Ring Ding, that's your paycheck. I mean, all the parties is not the same, but that's where the level that we wanted to take all of the parties to. That anniversary was just a universal, you know what I mean, overall event. But we're talking about personal events now. So that's how Seductive come about. So Seductive is actually Lady Illy's birthday party. We at the daytime, because after a while when we start, the day events were getting a little bit trendy. And we realized, okay, because that party was designed just to cater to females. And we said, okay, we're going to bring it outside. And of course, it was a success. So that's how Seductive come about. And then we have the day. And then Nitro and barbecue was a way of giving back. I wanted to give back to my supporters. So that's how I come up with the Nitro Family Fun Day. I cannot change the whole barbecue concept because people were thinking it's a barbecue, everything is free. It was costing me a whole bunch of money to put this thing on.
Yeah.
I mean, Taj was charging me $10,000 to rent his outdoor
That's
venue.
just venue. We're not talking about nothing else, boss.
Right. And that is when one of the time me and lad never talk because that was what cost the whole thing. Because him say a barbecue and it will be free. And me I say lad in a year 10 grand. And if you have an issue, talk to me. Don't go to social media with that. Me your brother. We get over that, but we can't talk about it. That's where I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because I know what it was costing me. I was spending almost $5,000 just for the kids' fair. All of those games and things for the kids.
Bouncy
And
castles.
the bouncy castles and everything. And my thing never normal. And all of that was giving back. 500 school bags with school stuff. I was giving back to my community, show them, say, listen, me, I give back. And at that time, I wasn't getting any help from or any donations.
There wasn't
from
no real
anybody.
sponsors at that time.
I had no sponsor. It was just like even last year, me have to big up Green Life, right? Because Green Life donated the school backpacks to all the kids. I did backpacks in Scarborough.
Okay.
I did backpacks in the West End, and he sponsored that. He said, listen, I want to see your thing and I want to be a part of it and I want to give back. You know what I mean? So that's what the whole, last year we didn't do it because of the whole lockdown and pandemic, but if everything goes well, yeah man, the Family Fun Day will be back on because people look towards that. The family, mothers bring out them kids and have a great time and entertainment, everything. So that's how all the events come about, to answer your questions, really.
That was how everything worked out there. So then now, you guys are doing your stuff. Everything is great. Pandemic hits. All right. How did that affect your business at first?
Well, again, it affects my business and everybody in this business because restriction and the lockdown. So, black and white haven't happened since 2020. It's the first time it's going to happen again after 2020. After 2019, It never happened in 2020 because the last party I attended, 2020, was Hammond's party, the same time around now, 2020. So it's the first time we're going to do black and white. Anniversary was the first time after 2 years last year. So it affected everybody, So again, as me say, I have to just move with the time. Miss everybody jump online and say the boy play music online. So me say, hey, I go up on a line, go hang myself to,
You have to move with the crowd.
Me have to move and me have to keep and stay relevant also.
When it first started and I knew you came with the gospel on Sunday, when I looked at it, I was checking it and stuff, I said, if anybody is going to turn Christian, you know what's Jeff? I said, if there's anybody that's going to say, you know what, thank you, it was a good run, but I'm out of here, you know what's going to be, Jeff? Just because of the passion that you played these gospel, and it's felt different.
So the gospel thing, it's really from the heart and the soul. It's not a hype thing that I do. And I'm a man we're really close to my God and believe in my God. So that is why you will see that. And most of you are not the first person who said, brother, say I'm going to preach one day. Because that whole thing, when I watch you sometime, it's, and listen to me, and you don't know, as I don't know what life holds for me. It might happen. Yeah, but I don't think that I have to preach for still connect with my God. It's just my belief still.
Yeah.
It's just my philosophy because I still do what I need to do same. I try to live the best I can and be as clean as I can and honest as I can. So I just say go. Nobody's perfect, but that's just my thing, Yeah. And every year we have to do a gospel CD.
Always.
And that started out like about 15 years ago while I was in Jamaica doing the studio.
Okay.
I was going up Eastwood Park Road, and there's something that said to me, because at the time, all our party was flapping. No Nitro anniversary was being well supported, losing money left, right, and center. And something said to me, do a gospel CD.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, can we do gospel CD if you're reggae dance? And the boy said, I said.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay, because I know I can't. Satan not tell me we do gospel. Satan music and the gospel. And since then till now. So all of the pandemic, me have to find a way to do my CD. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, when I seen you, especially Sunday mornings, I said, yo, Jeff is right there, you know, boss. I wouldn't be surprised if one morning he said, okay, you know what? I was surprised to tell you guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is possible.
Yeah. And
it's whatever God wants for me, you know. And I still think I can stay in dancehall and still, you know what I mean, incorporate my God same way, and that's what I do. Anybody will know Nitro or know Jeff just know say. On a regular night, you can get 2 gospel songs.
But you don't have to go into church to play gospel as you're preaching to the choir.
That's true.
So you might as well, you don't have to live the super Christian life.
Yeah.
But if I could tell you something, you never know who might have been seeing the live and say, you know what, it's time now, you know.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
I've had that.
Yeah.
I've had that. I had people all over the world tell me that you don't know, because my gospel CD is mostly praise and worship and motivation songs. And everybody today is going through some stress or some kind of depression. That's just how life make up right now. You know what I mean? The way of life right now include and involves I mean, stress and depression and problems and issues. And that's why I play songs to keep people strong and myself. And that's why.
Yeah, keep them to a level.
Yeah, man.
This is where I guess we get into the more stress and depression part of this conversation.
Yeah.
This is where you brought up his name several times, Ring Ding.
Yeah.
All right. Where I think the last big thing you did for Ring Ding publicly was being there when his wife passed from him. That was the last brotherly living thing that you could have done for somebody that was with your brother for so long. You understand? How did this whole situation come up, Jeff? Because this was a shocker for the whole city. Anti-Faye's gone, okay, we got that. Couple days passed now, Ring Ding gone. It's like, fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Explain this.
I mean, up to me right now, myself right now, I still cannot come to the reality of everything that's happened just so fast. I mean, I lost my dad like in July.
Okay.
So it was 3 people in a row. I'll make it even 4 because Pete's son, who we're very close to. Yes. So it's like 4 people just died in the space of 3 months. And boy, I may tell you, it's a lot of grief and we have to hold it, you know. So, but with Auntie Faye, my dad has just passed and I'm going through that. And again, me and my dad was very close. I told you from the beginning that this whole music and everything was my dad. So me and my dad had a special connection. Him and his boys are all connected, but me and him have a special connection through the music, because I was the one who took that from him. Yeah, love parties, love to play music, love to dance, and that was me, right? So he passed, and I'm still going through that grief. And then Auntie Faye got sick. I remember I saw Auntie Faye like a Saturday like today at Jim's meat and groceries. And I saw her open the door and hesitated to come out the car. And I went over and I said, hey, Faye, why you not come out of the car? And he said, hey, brother, I don't feel so good in the man. Kind of feel sick, you know. But anyway, I come to buy some stuff because, again, Ring Ding was her baby. I mean, she was a caregiver, a wife, a friend, was everything. And I'm telling you this because you will understand why Ring Ding is not here either. You know, Auntie Faye was like his lifeline. So, again, I saw her, and that was the last conversation we had. And she went into the store, paid for the stuff, and she drove down because she just lived like 2 minutes from the store. Yeah. Then we were playing the same weekend. Ring Ding got to the party before I did. And then after the party ended, it was an outdoor event. And I said, Doc, where Faye? And he said, my brother, you know, so she never come because she don't feel well. And I said, really? She don't feel well? Because wherever you see Auntie Faye, You see Ringding. You see Ringding Center because Ringding never drives. If Ringding needs to go to the barber shop, Auntie Faye takes him. Every party, once in a blue, if Auntie Faye had to do something else, she would call me and say, my brother, you can pick up your brother because me have got to do something. And I said, no problem. And it's a few times. It was always then.
Yeah.
So it was just from then, and then that happened the weekend, and then like Monday I called to check up and said, Doc, how is Faye doing? And him say, boy, brother, she look so good enough, she's still not under better. Tuesday I called and him say, boy, brother, she gone to the hospital, So my last interaction and my last conversation with her was at James Groceries. And then she just never came back. He went in, when she went in, they said that she has COVID. And then they're finding a lot of underlying conditions. They said her kidneys went. So right away, that whole thing with kidney and everything, and then it was one thing after the next, and she wasn't coming, and he was home, and until he started getting sick, he went into the hospital. So he went into the hospital now, and they treated him. I said that he has to leave, like the Tuesday. Like he went into the hospital the Friday, they said, okay, Tuesday, he can come out. Then he said to me, my brother, I don't want to come out of the hospital, because of the closest I can be to Faye. Because I'm on the 5th floor, she's on the 6th floor. I said, but Ringding, if you're okay, you have to come out because somebody need that bed for somebody else. He said, no, my brother, man, I don't want to come out. Anyway, they wanted to discharge him the Tuesday, and he asked them, can I stay one more day? He stayed the Wednesday. So I remember I was at work and him called me and he said, my brother, I want a fish, I said, what you want it from him? He said, he wanted from Fresh Cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, call Fresh Cut. Buy the fish, I bring it for him and everything. Me and him a whole a levels and a whole. And then I just say, really and truly, I didn't thought Auntie Faye was going to make it because with all that was going on and
so many
she
things.
wasn't breathing on her own and they have her on life support like for almost 2 weeks. She can't revive her. Then I'm saying, why? It's not good enough. And I'm like, Doc, you have to face reality still in my brother, but it's not good enough. And tell me, no, my brother. No, my brother. Anyway, Thursday morning, him call me and say, yo, Auntie Faye not make it enough. Run, go over the house. And I say, yo, look for me now. Say, I gotta stay here with me now. Because I have to put with Auntie Faye, I'm not worry about nothing. You know me, have it right? He say, yeah, man. Because he knows that. He knows that.
You guys are coming from...
Him know that, Ringding is not just a party thing. You understand? Him know that. And we have to try our best not get too emotional. But I said to him, yo, stay with me now. But remember when I said that who Auntie Faye was to him? Remember I said all of that? So the minute she's not there anymore, what you think? That is why I was telling him stay with me. Because I know the minute Auntie Faye gone, he wasn't going to stay. Because who else is going to take care of him that way? And there's a lot of things he couldn't do independently. No, we're just saying these things because people didn't know these things. And all the talk about, HIV killed them and all of this and all of that, all of that is bullcrap.
Yeah.
Okay, we can say that now. Ringding and Auntie Faye had HIV for over 20 years. Over 20 years. So why HIV will just kill them? It's crap. They got sick. They said it was COVID, and Ringding needed a lungs transplant. That is why you guys always see him with an oxygen tank.
With the tank.
At his home, are 2 big long tanks up in the year him have used at his home. Those ones that you saw him with in party was just to travel. Someone will say then if the man sick like that when he come a party, you don't understand the passion. That was him. Remember what I said earlier in my interview? I said, when I came back from Jamaica and came back to Canada, one of the Nitro owners said, if you put on the music, Rinding is going to die. Because we never thought that he would live as long. Muscle Rinding got into the hospital multiple times, and I thought that was it. So when he went in and then discharged him on Wednesday, he went back into the hospital Friday and died Monday. It's still me not get it. Because I've never seen him sick.
Yeah.
He was strong. Everything was okay. Me I talk about Rinding got sick. Rinding was hospitalized for all 6 weeks and come out. There's one time Rinding never played song like for about 4 months. Because they giving him time to die because of his lungs. Because Rinding not have no lungs in that.
I see. You see the thing with it? I remember when I used to see Rinding, first time, fat face. His face was fat. Then one time it just slimmed down to nothing, bro. And it's like one time I seen him come back again, you know. This was for a short period of time, and then back to the slim down. But again,
and most of that was he wasn't taking his meds. As boss, the guy Rinding yard and like the table where me talk, but now they sip on his medication and believes it's a pharmacy, you know. And for one person to swallow so much pills, it's not. So sometimes he wasn't taking his meds, and Auntie P will call me and say, you need to come over the house right now. What happened? You need to come and talk to him, because he's a very stubborn guy. I said, brother. So we want to left me want to play the music. Once me mention music, that we motivate him. That's the only thing Rinding knowing about us. I think Rinding come to Canada. I don't know if Rinding ever work now.
Music.
And then man that Canada for about 30 odd years. He knows nothing else. Eats, sleep, breathes music, brother. So that happened. I know he wasn't gonna stay. I had to just face it. So Muscle, me sitting here talking to you, that time is like I'm here and I'm not here. I did a gospel CD if anybody want to listen to it, and you will hear me explain on it what I went through with all of that. So my dad died, boom. After my dad died, then who was first? Tage. That's Mark, the core son, right? Died. Then after that, Auntie Faye. Then after that was Rinding. May I say, what else?
Yeah.
Weak out, man. Like, weak.
And you see the thing with it, people still expect you, they're going to come say, sorry, this happened, but they still expect you to perform.
Yeah,
like
man.
You're performing 1 week before any of this happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So, after Rinding that and everything, I wasn't going to do music again. Yeah? Because, again, as I said earlier, I was doing it to keep him alive. And I figured if he's not alive anymore, why keep doing it? You know, we all are getting older and, you know, different life, different things. And Adonai called me during that time and he spoke to me for about an hour. Natty Dread from Adonai. And when he started to tell me where Nitro started from, because he started Nitro with us. Him cut the first dub, the first Buju, the first Sizzler, him cut everything. When he talked about the legacy that this man left behind and what he did, and he said, even though him tell me that and I felt motivated, I still couldn't get the will to do the music again, because Muscle, it is still not a reality when I go to the parties like tonight, where Hammer Party never miss him, and him not decide on me. It's still sometime not registering.
And
you know?
You know the crazier thing about it is you being such a good friend and you know his medical situation from a long time ago. So in your mind, okay, you passed 5 years, okay, we're cool now. You passed 10 years, we're just going to get gray and old together. And you're sick, but that's something that could be controlled in the background or whatever the case is. But nobody expected a pandemic. And then on top of the pandemic, nobody expected to lose people to something we didn't even know was coming.
Yeah, man. It's whatever them call it or whatever it is. That's what took home my brother and his wife, you know, and it's sad. I'm a me tell you, I know an easy thing to deal with, but we're here still. But I could tell you, the good thing out of all of this. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come and talk to you, because, again, I didn't want to do music again. Nobody wouldn't even know that on the outside. Them see me looking
It's always Jeff put together with his glasses and I got you.
Yeah, man. You hear Chronic tell you, man. They see me smile, man. They don't know what I feel inside. I don't want to do music again. And I keep saying it over and over and over. And I don't know if it's him, his spirit, or whatever it is. But for the past, 3-4 weeks ago, brother, remember that little young boy I tell you about, seeing the record spinning and how excited, and how when I play on the first big stage and go to the Junos and all of these things that excite me. For the past 3 weeks, I start feeling that again.
Good.
I don't know if it's just him or what it is. And some people will see the post and everything I will say, I'm doing this for Dr. Ringling. But Muscle, for the past maybe 5 years, the first I pick up back my laptop to make a crate, because I'm always so dependent on Ringling.
Yeah, you come in, shell it, and you guys do your thing.
All I do is just get reading the idea and put it in place. That's it. I was the man with the ideas. Ringling was the man to make it happen, materialize everything. But I've never felt so motivated from them time till now. And anybody sees me right now, even tonight, for an example, you'll see the energy. And I said to people, look out for a different Nitro, and I'm like, what are you talking about? No, we never time watch this interview, then we get an idea what I'm talking. Why I said all of these things, because I didn't have no motivation at all to keep doing music. I was just doing it.
Yeah, you're going through the motions.
But I could tell you for the past 3 weeks to a month ago, a different motivation just hit me, where 3 o'clock in the morning, I made headphones up on my ears, brother. I haven't done a rehearsal with my MC or with my team in years. I start doing that.
Feel
now.
it.
And Fire Blacks, who is with me now, because there's only 2 of us that left as the Nitro members right now, you will see a different MC. Because now I get motivated to be, I'm going to make him into one of the biggest and the baddest thing about the boy. And we're not asking. It's not something that we're guessing about. It's because I know it's gonna happen.
You've been through it many times, so you know. Okay, this is how it goes again.
So after all of that, it's the first time I'm feeling that way. I'm saying, I know if we could talk to Muscle. Because before I couldn't come in there, Muscle.
Why do you think I didn't think there? I didn't. Okay, I told you I haven't gone out for 2 years. January sometime made it 2 years.
Yeah,
I like you. The only time I touched road and seen people outside of my small circle, my home, was when I came to the memorial over at Topaz.
Yes.
I said, listen, I don't care what it is. If I just got to come through for 5 minutes and look at you, said, Jeff,
man.
True, man. You know what I mean?
True,
and
man.
then move again. Besides that, I have not been on the road before, nor after that, boss. You know what I mean? It's just a respect thing. You're a man. When we're leaving the mall, you made sure you took care of me. You said, come, okay, you're here, okay, cool. No problem. You didn't ask no questions. You said, how many tickets you need? You're okay, see you later, bye. You come back and we do business. You never for 1 second said, yo, you're crazy or whatever you're doing. You always took care of me. The last time we all sat down in this room, it was me, you, Hilly, Auntie Faye, and Ringding. You understand? All 4 of us. So, Ringding's a man that doesn't really talk, but I said, nah, man, if we're doing this, we're going to do this. And he talked. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's a real thing there.
Man.
It was really shocking at first when Faye's gone. It's like, fuck, man. You know what I mean? You feel it for Ring. But when you see the 2 of them gone, boss.
Yeah, man. And I understand it after the fact. And I understand that this is the way that they would want it. Because, again, after Auntie Faye passed, Ringding couldn't live with that suffering of Auntie Faye not being there. And that is why, he called me the Friday night. I remember I was driving out of town and he called me and he said, if you have anything that you can bring, if you get rid of this COVID, bring it in the morning. Because they said that I'm going to die. I couldn't answer him on the phone. I was on the phone and the man said, brother, And I call me, I can't answer him, you know.
So you can't accept. I can't accept what you're trying to do.
So what you mean, brother? But it is what it is. What I can tell you right now, I don't know if it's him. Maybe his spirit is around or what it is. But I got this motivation just coming at me for the past couple of weeks, Muslim. I tell you,
you're ready.
I feel like I feel like when we started out Black Magic. I mean, I felt like when I just went to Nitro. That's how I feel now.
Invigorated, ready to go. That energy, that vibe.
That energy, that vibe, that difference, that creativity. Because what people don't know about Jeff the Master is that my better talent is not being an MC.
Yeah.
I'm just the MC because Rinding couldn't talk. Because again, of his lung problem, he couldn't talk. But I'm not the best MC. I can handle myself. But his playing is my thing.
That's your...
So now people coming up to me and like, boy, Jeff, I never know you could have played like that. And I say, okay, because they never see me play.
That's how I started.
So now it's like, so I say you're going to see a new Nitro because now you see Jeff the Master start playing and it's a total different thing.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to work on now, because me and Rinding had a connection, we think the same way when it comes to music. We're going to be going in after a sound play and we say, okay, Rinding, where we there now? And we always decide on the same thing. Never once. I can't remember in my lifetime, in all these over 20 years, me I play music with this guy. We have had a disagreement with those things. Disagreements, but not with those things. So we had a connection.
Yeah.
It's like a Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So I will say me and Rinding was the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen of Toronto Dancehall. Because a lot of people play songs here, but I've never seen that kind of connection with two guys. I mean, Kamal and Blacks is playing for a while here, but me I talk about connected on the court and off the court.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? We had that.
The energy.
So now, that is what I'm trying now to do with Fire Blocks now. We say Fire Blocks, now we have to have a connection. Because if we have a connection, people will see it's a different way that they will receive the music. When we play, it's a different vibe. I really used to play and people would just stand up and just look so. You know? Black some reactions say, boy, I've never seen anybody executed a 4-count speech and make it so perfect than when you two guys play.
And if you hear Blacks from Black Reaction, tell you that, because you know when it comes to on the court.
Yes.
Super K and Blacks, bro.
Right. On point. And when him say, yo, bro, I don't know, man. But it was more of a connection that we had. You know, we had that musical connection, and that not come easy and probably will never come again. But we are still here, Muscle, and I mean, we are going to wave the flag as high as we can until, you know.
Until whenever it is.
Until whenever it is. So.
Let me ask you something. For somebody that's been in this space for as long as you have, all right?
Yeah.
Why is, out of everything, HIV always the hardest thing for us to speak about?
It's a good question, you know. It's a good question because I'm not even sure how to word it, but this whole HIV thing, people get a different perception of when you have HIV. And it's like, because most black people don't really understand the virus or the disease, whatever it is, people will scorn you or tend to think that, okay, if I have HIV and I touch muscle, I'm going to get it too. And people treat you differently. They look at you differently. You know, you can't have any amount of COVID right now, you're all right. But if I HIV, yo, one day it's going to start. It's like, you know what I mean? And I think that's just how it always is from day one. You know? I asked him, did you want us to talk about it? Did you want us to put it in the public? Did you want us to whatever? And he said no. People would make speculation and they will say a lot of things, and they said a lot of things, and he dealt with it. And, you know, when we just came back and it leaked out there or whatever, people used to say a lot of sound man say a lot of things and whatever. And I said, do you want us to talk about it? And he said no, because other than Rinding's wife, I think I'm the only person that he opens up to. Guy don't talk.
No, not at all, boss.
Keeps a lot of things in. You know, when it do come out, it's just that it overbearing. Him can't hold it no more. You know, and again, one of the reasons why me and Rinding friendship, you know, was so long was because it was a guy that will just tell me straight up, you did something, I'm gonna like it. And how I want to deal with it or not, and him just know, say, I mean, easy for Bex and me Bex long. All a week, 2 weeks, me a Bex and him just call and say, boss, the contract over now, it up, what on.
Yeah.
That's how we live. You know what I mean? And that is why we had that kind of relationship right through. But I just life, you know. That's why I said earlier on off camera that right now, anything with me can change.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, man, just leave it alone and live. Yeah.
I've always, because my wife always says I always ask weird questions and think weird things. I've always been in a dance with 1,000 people. I say, yo, how many people in here are really sick in their nice clothes and nobody knows? In their pretty clothes, you know. The girl with the biggest bumper. The man with the nicest Versace. Sick and nobody knows, boss. I've always had I don't know why, that question always came to mind.
Muscle, it's a question, but it's also a reality. Yeah? Big reality. Because I sit here and can tell you that I know people right this minute.
I believe you, 1,000.
Right this minute. It's not my story to tell who they look so good. But I can tell you, they are fighting some serious illnesses. I said it on my CD. Some had people who call and said, were you talking to me? Because I know. You know? And Rinding, he did his time, and Auntie Faye, rest in peace, you know. Yeah, she was just a sweetheart and a darling and everything to that man, and trust me, it hit the dancehall community too, you know. They can see that because Auntie Faye was everybody's aunt.
Of course, that's why we call her Auntie Faye. You know what I mean? That's not really her name, but that's what we call her.
Right. Rinding is just a man with a sail and go through. Yes, boss. Sorry you here. Yes, boss. Yeah, my brother. That's it. You know, you never hear them have me because me the one who will talk a little bit and him just not say nothing.
You're more social.
Yeah.
But one thing I respect, I don't know if this was set up this way or whatever, the fact that both of them died so quickly behind each other and there was no GoFundMe, I said, Babs, respect. I don't know if you guys had to pool money together, if they had it, so whatever it was, but you guys, there was no GoFundMe, Babs.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
Yeah, man. One of the original Nitro members, man, called me from Jamaica and said, Jeff, do I go fund for Rinding? And I said, do I go who? He said, you must be mad. I said, brother, after all these years on Nitro, in and out bleaching all these events that we keep, I talk about Muslim, man. You know, put my brother in a style, man.
Must.
Put with the man like a king and a prince, you know, brother. And he knows that. Again, I have to also commend his son, his firstborn son, Tristan, because he played a big role with that. And also, the dancehall community came. And they gave donations and they chipped in all the restaurants, Gems, Chicken and Things, House of Jerk. People cooked their food and they said, here, Jeff. People were just bringing things, brother. People were just coming. Everybody that played a role, everybody that donated $1 towards him, just respect and thanks. And with them, I say it. But everybody just come together and make this thing happen. GoFundMe, where? Where, how, which part?
No way, bro. No way. If I got to spend my last
money, man. Me sell my vehicle and bury Rinding, man.
No
and if you get up and dead again, me do it, man.
No way.
No way. It wasn't going to happen, brother.
Yeah.
You know, Fayelin's situation was a little different because their family came in and they were more hands-on and people would see it and I can clear that up right now, right here on this podcast, that I didn't have any control with Fayelin. With Rinding, it's a little different.
I could understand that.
Rinding had his family, but he was a little bit distanced from his family. I was his family. So even though his mom... But okay, I'm doing this. And she will call me once or twice a week on the WhatsApp, still telling me thank you to the date. Today's date, she will still do that. Auntie Faye didn't have that kind of control because her brother was here and he wanted to do things a little different. But we still, that's why everything I did was for the both of them, if you guys noticed. I just couldn't do the burial with both of them because the family decided they didn't want that. I still don't know why, because that's what should have happened. They were together. They died together. They should be buried together. But again,
But family sometimes,
them
you know
thing
what?
they
You
happen.
just leave it alone.
Them thing they happen. You understand me? That's so.
This conversation, Jeff, this is what I knew it was going to be, especially from somebody like you that I know is very articulate and very direct in what you're saying. You understand? And I knew this would have been a teachable moment, but I didn't know how teachable it was. You understand? If people don't learn anything from this conversation, they're not going to learn again. You understand?
Straight, man.
Yeah.
For real, my brother, man.
Yeah.
For real, for real, for real.
Jeff,
Yeah.
where could they think there? Where could they check you out online? Where could they hear the mixes? Leave some contacts, leave some big ups. The floor is yours 110% right now, my brother.
All right. A whole heap of big ups. You know, first we have to big up the supporters, and even what dancehall is today, same way. The young youths, them coming along, same way. The music change, but it's changing. But, you know what I mean? Toronto dancehall is still at a good place, and it's still happening. And what we're doing, a lot of people, the venues that we have here, they don't have it in England, they don't have it in America. You know, so we're still doing great. You know what I mean? We have to just find a way to just calm down on the stupid smoking and, you know, some of the violence sometimes, and just, you know, but big up to all of that. I also see where I saw something interesting on your podcast. I watched Double Six, and I saw the history clash coming up. Of course, that can't miss me. Whatever event I have that day, I have to put aside, because that's something that we remember from those times. I've always encouraged these guys that they need to do more with the clash world and try to do more clashes like what New York is doing. So big up to all the sounds, man. Big up to everybody, all the promoters, you know, all the supporters. You can find me on Instagram, Master Jeff. And you can find me on Instagram, Jeff the Master. And you can find me on Instagram, Nitro and Events. And you always can find Lady Ely. She's on every Instagram. Fireblocks is on Instagram. And yeah, we're easy to find, especially with social media these days. But last but not least, you know Muscle. I don't know if other people really acknowledged or are even appreciative of what you're doing. When you were going to start this podcast, man, you sat down and we talked. You said, listen, Jeff, this is my vision and this is where I want to take things. And I've seen it happen. That's why I'm average, you know, because we think similar, right? And we set goals.
Have to.
Right, and again, I was on a training yesterday for my job, and I remember the host said, listen, if you have goals and don't have deadlines, right, it's just a dream.
A wish.
It's a wish. Exact word, it's just a wish. You know what I mean? You have to set goals and say, listen, at this time, I'm going to meet them. And miss you do that in the Muscle. How much number we now, Muscle? 200 and what?
50 something?
250 something in the bus. And now me start watch them in Alpha Morning, you know. A podcast me I watch, you know, because some of them pass me, I mean, I look, you know. You know what I mean? So I just want you to know, brother, that you're doing a great job. Right?
Respect.
Yeah, man, and them things excite me because you like a me I do it. The way me feel happy for you and know that you're doing it for us.
For sure.
Right, it is a platform where the world can see my story. Them can really understand how me running I come from, how we pass, how me I deal with it. And you give me that platform right here. Listen, much respect. And we appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
You see, and we like what you do, we love what you do, and just keep up the good job, my boss.
That's especially coming from somebody like you, Jeff. As I said, you've never one day questioned, are you sure? And I tell you 10,000 crazy different things I'm working on. You've never said, yo, you sure? You said, all right, cool, come, let's go. There's never been a, oh, I'm not really sure. It's always been a, come, let's go. And that's what I rate with you 100%.
Yeah,
you
man.
understand?
Yeah, man. Respect, man. It was always nice being here, man. Until next time.
You understand?
Man.
Jeff, the conversation? Crazy conversation, boss. You understand?
I need, man.
Highs, lows, and everything in between.
Yes, I.
You know what I mean?
Straight, man.
Let me give you an outro and get you out of here, all right?
See.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.